one of the things that's happening with climate change is the temperatures inland are increasing. It's causing a more powerful vacuum effect, which is slightly changing the wind pattern. Still a daily wind pattern, but it's the rate of a change. But interestingly, it's also affecting the fog patterns as well. In some areas, the fog we know is lessening because the temperature is not going as low at night as it used to. But parts of this bay complex, the fog is actually increasing because as temperatures change, it changes how humidity is released from the ground and how the air and ground influence the vapor pressure of the air itself. And so we're actually seeing lots of changes in this breathing and fog patterns that I've been describing, but how those will continue to change is something that we're having to get to know over time. So if we could go back to the big map, and I'll just give a couple quick notes of these different growing regions we can see. The Sierra foothills actually include multiple counties. It's quite a huge expanse as well. The Sierra foothills was recognized as a formalized AVA in the late 1980s, and the AVA as a whole includes 2.6 million acres, but it is again in this profoundly steep mountain formation, and so only 5,700 acres are planted, which is, I think, really quite incredible. The oldest vineyards in North America are there in the Sierra foothills. The oldest vineyard in North America is Deaver in Amador County, planted in 1854. Those vines are still growing today, which is pretty incredible. Those are mission vines. The oldest non-mission vines in North America were planted in the 1860s in Amador and Shenandoah Valley. And so those are, of course, Zinfandel and kind of mixed varietal sites, they're field blend sites. Again, we didn't really talk about the Central Coast. There's so much more we could talk about there as well. And we can go ahead and come off the maps, I think. But the point is that the Central Valley informs breathing for the entire state. But this same idea of a breathing pattern where temperatures increase more quickly over land than they do over water, that informs all these tiny little valleys around the entire state of California. So Monterey Bay famously has high winds as well, and it's because it's a really long, narrow valley formation. At one end is the Monterey Bay and the Pacific Ocean, and the other end is all the way inland. So again, as the inland side of that valley temperatures increase, it pulls cold air off the Pacific Ocean and creates wind. Edna Valley has a similar formation. Santa Barbara County famously has a lack of protection from the coastal mountains. It's the one place in North America where those coastal mountains turn. So the entirety of Santa Barbara County is exposed to the ocean. And the very same pattern happens there, where the eastern inland side heats up and it creates a wind that covers all of Santa Barbara County.